The following is an exclusive live sports presentation of the RVA Sports Network. Fans, when we last talked to you live, it was 75 days ago in Chantilly, Virginia, at the 2017 Class 5A State Softball Championships, when the Atlee Raiders won their third consecutive title, defeating the Lee Davis Confederates. Since then, summer has come and summer has gone. And we welcome you to the campus of Meadowbrook High School, Chesterfield, Virginia, for the beginning of Season 16 of WHAN Radio and the RVA Sports Network's live coverage of high school football, as tonight the Monarchs welcome in the Skyhawks of L.C. Bird. Rob with them along with you. Hope you had a fantastic summer. Hope you've enjoyed the first week, well, really kind of full-born first week of high school sports for the 2017-18 season. Of course, golf gets underway a couple of weeks before everyone does in the first half of the month of August, and we've already seen some excellent golf play in the last couple of weeks, and field hockey and volleyball now in full swing. And tonight, the first football game of the 2017 season, as the Skyhawks come in looking to get their first win and looking to again mount a state championship effort, but in a new era after 17 years. David Bedwell steps down as head coach back in the spring, ascends to the activities director position, and Tony Nicely takes over. When it was announced back in the spring, they said that he would be coach for the 2017 season. Now, that can be left open to interpretation. We would certainly think that he would be in the running to be the coach long-term, especially if this talented group of Skyhawks can do what everybody in Skyhawk Nation hopes they can do this year. They come off another season where they go deep into the playoffs. They had to go to Highland Springs on Thanksgiving weekend. They lost in what was ostensibly the 5A state quarterfinal, as of course Highland Springs ran off with again another 5A state championship. The titles of the classifications and regions are new and a little different this year. This year we'll talk about Class 5 Region B rather than talking about things such as 5A South, 5A North. We've been giving you a primer on that throughout the summer at RVASportsNetwork.com. It's there right now if you want to look at it, see who is where. Where's your school? Did they move? Are there new rivals you have to worry about? Patrick Henry across the river in Ashland sure does, moving down from Class 5 to Class 4. And again, all that information available at RVASportsNetwork.com. From Meadowbrook and L.C. Bird, though, one thing remains the same in football. It's very simple. And that's the fact that they're in that, well, almost what you'd call the region of death, a 15-team conglomeration here in the Richmond area of schools in 5A that have sent teams to 6 of the last 7 state championship games, either in the old Group AAA format or in now the former Class 5A format. Can one of them in Class 5 Region B move on to Hampton University on December the 9th? L.C. Bird, certainly. Hermitage, certainly. And, of course, Highland Springs, even though they lost a lot to graduation, they have a lot coming back and a lot of great new blood on the way. Those two other teams meeting tomorrow night. Things will begin to even out here in the next 24 to 48 hours. And we will have our first NBC 12 RVA Sports Network Big 12 high school football poll coming up Monday night, 6 o'clock on NBC 12 News at 6. On the Sidelines premieres tomorrow night on NBC 12 at 11:15. We'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about our brand new Friday Night Football podcast. Of course, we've had the Central Region Now podcast after Friday Night Football for the last several years. We've tweaked it a bit, and we're going live this year every Friday night. It's live at 11:35. The final word on high school football every Friday night. Once you finish watching Mark and Matt on NBC 12, you join us on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. We'll record the podcast and we'll edit it down and we'll have it available for people overnight. And on Saturday, you'll get all the scores, all the big stories, all the stats, the highlights. But if you join us live at 11:35, you also get live Twitter polls, interactive chat room. We'll take your questions live and talk about what you want to talk about the night that was in high school sports, high school football, and what is to come. So that's live at 11:35. The new Friday Night Football podcast of the RVA Sports Network debuts tomorrow night, 11:35, immediately after On the Sidelines on NBC 12 at youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. Meadowbrook Monarchs come in having missed the playoffs last year. This is their third year under head coach Adam Tiller. They were 5-5 in the regular season 2 years ago, got into the postseason, lost in the first round. They finished 4-6 last year despite an upset of Highland Springs in the third week of the regular season. They missed the postseason, and the Monarchs want to get back to postseason play, but they know how difficult, how hard it is to do. You've got to have a minimum of 5 wins to be even discussed when it comes to Class 5 Region B. Of course, you got Hermitage, Highland Springs, and L.C. Bird right below them, kind of the second tier recent years of Douglas Freeman, Lee Davis, Henrico. And then you've got a group of schools, Deep Run, who made it last year, Mills Godwin, who did not, Meadowbrook, who did not, Matoaka, who did not. Those teams looking to get back into the postseason race. And Varina wants to be talked about as well. Come postseason time, they've missed the last couple of years, which, of course, is very uncharacteristic for the Varina Blue Devils. The Meadowbrook Monarchs have won the toss, and they have elected to receive. And we will be underway momentarily here on the game of the week. First of 2 on this week 1 of high school football. Tomorrow night, we're across the river at Hanover High School for a Class 4 Region B showdown, opening night for Cy Flood and the Monacan Chiefs as they go to Hanover to take on a team that really stumbled in 2016, hoping to make amends and get back into the postseason in 2017. Last year was the first time Hanover had missed the playoffs in a decade. Monacan Hanover, we take the air tomorrow night live at 6:45 with our pregame show here on the RVA Sports Network. And again, all of the broadcasts this week and our Thursday night special next week available on our YouTube channel. That's where our live at 11:35 podcast will be as well at youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. Best thing for you to do tonight is go to youtube.com/RVA Sports Network, hit the subscribe button at the top of the page, and we'll send you alerts whenever we go live on the air. Won't spam you, won't bother you. We'll just remind you, hey, the game of the week is on, or hey, the live podcast is on, and you'll never miss another RVA Sports Network live high school sports broadcast. They're getting the Skyhawks banner ready on the end zone to our left, and they're getting the Monarchs ready to the right. But right now, we will have our national anthem as our pregame continues here on the game of the week. National anthem courtesy of the Meadowbrook High School Marching Monarchs, and we thank them for that very good rendition to get us going here in 2017. Monarchs will come out from the right. Skyhawks will bust through their banner from the left as they walk now from outside the fence. L.C. Bird and Meadowbrook resumed their non-district yearly battle in 2015 after not playing each other in the regular season from 2009 to 2014. L.C. Bird won both regular season battles the last 2 years on opening night, in 15 here a year ago in Chester. The last time Meadowbrook defeated L.C. Bird, they beat them twice back in that playoff year of 2008 when Meadowbrook made it all the way to the Division VI regional final back in the old group AAA format. Meadowbrook again missing the postseason last year at 4-6, wanting to return, but knowing how difficult it is going to be again in that Class 5 Region B, which used to be known as the 5A South Region, where you've got some of the heavyweights in the area that are trying to keep you down to make sure you don't get into the postseason. The triumvirate of Hermitage made the state finals in 2010, state semis in 2011, Bird winning 3 straight championships, Group AAA in 12, and Group 5A in 13 and 14, and then Highland Springs in Group 5A the last 2 years. Now in the new Class 5 Region B, the Skyhawks look to return to the state final, and Meadowbrook would like to get there for the first time in 13 years since they won the Division 5 state title back in 2004. Here come the Monarchs of Meadowbrook to get ready for opening night 2017. We had a chance to see them at their last scrimmage last week at Glen Allen, so we've had a glimpse at some of what the Meadowbrook Monarchs will offer us tonight. This is our first look at Tony Nicely's L.C. Bird Skyhawks. And the Skyhawks come busting through the banner, and they're on their way to the far sideline, greeted by their fans coming over from Chester. Pretty good crowd for considering A, it's a Thursday night, and B, we're still a week and a half away from the official start of the school year. The way the system works now, some football teams already have 2 games in hand, already in the books before they even crack the books to start the school year. That'll be the case for these 2 teams and for a bunch of others as well. This is the only varsity game tonight. There are a few JV games going on. There are a few scrimmages going on for teams that are not starting their season until next week. And again, tomorrow night we'll be live at Hanover for Monacan at Hanover, and that'll be at 6:45 here on the RVA Sports Network on our YouTube channel. Yes, we know there's a big one tomorrow night at Crider Stadium, Hermitage at Highland Springs. Want to wish my longtime friend Gary Hess all the best as he begins his 25th anniversary season calling high school football, usually on Fox Sports 910. They'll be on 96.1 FM tomorrow night with that game, while we are live on the network here on YouTube. For Showdown, we'll have a reporter at Crider Stadium. We'll keep you updated on Twitter at Henrico Sports. Of course, the Twitter place to be tonight is Chesterfield Sports, as we keep you posted all night long on Skyhawks and Monarchs. It is football time. Marco Chavez has it teed up at the 40. 2 men back deep for Meadowbrook. The referee's waiting for the signal, and once he gives it to us, the 2017 season will be underway. Glad to have you with us exclusively on the RVA Sports Network. The road to Hampton and December 9th starts right now. Chavez is ready, gets the referee's whistle, approaches the ball, kicks it high in the air. It's going to go toward the far sideline, picked up at the 15. Looking for blockers, 20, none there. And 2 Skyhawks will get the returner. Number 24, Jonathan Martin, near the 20-yard line, may give him the 21, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Monarchs. Let's get underway, and we'll get you set up with the starters for both teams. First and 10 from the 20. Gregory Fong Wilson is the quarterback in the pistol formation with 1 man behind him in the line of scrimmage. That's KJ McNeil, number 5. They bring 2 men in motion, now 2 in the backfield on 1st down and 10. They bring 1 man around, hand off McNeil, fake to him. It'll be Fong Wilson trying to get around right side, and he will be brought down at the line of scrimmage by Xavier Addison. It'll be second down and 10.
Pick up a 1, 2nd and 9.
L.C. Bird County not only on size up front, the ability to win the war of the line of scrimmage, but of course always notorious for having great speed on the outside, not allowing you to get around that corner. And a good job from Addison. Yeah, maybe a half yard, and that's all. Second down, we'll call it 9.5. Man in motion out of the backfield. This time the handoff to McNeil, and nothing there right side, as the left side of the defensive line is all over that play for L.C. Bird. Led by 23 DeMontre Blow, and it'll be a loss of yardage back to the 19 and a third down and 11. Just under a minute gone by here in the first quarter, and just underway on a, really, for August 24th, it could be 95 degrees right now. Nice breeze, temperature about 80, and the humidity going down by the hour. Fong Wilson all alone in the backfield on 3rd and 11, looking across the middle, wide open, complete, first down 40, midfield, into Bird territory inside the 40-yard line. A beautiful pass to Quantez Christian. And let's see where the officials put that football. It's going to be down to the L.C. Bird 37 or 36-yard line. We'll call it the 36. A 45-yard pitch and catch. And the Skyhawks a little rattled there, not sure who busted that coverage. But a third down conversion pass for 45 yards. And it's first down, Meadowbrook in business after a huge play. To the line, now they'll look over, get the signals from Coach Tiller and company. 10 minutes to go here, opening quarter, opening night 2017. Handoff McNeil up the middle, falls forward, drags a Skyhawk down to the 32-yard line. That's a gain of about 4, maybe 5 yards, and it'll be second down and manageable. They'll say 4. So second down and 6 for Fong Wilson, Meadowbrook and company. Still so impressed by Christian running his route, busted coverage wide open, and then he earned 32 of those 45 yards after the catch. Monarchs in business here on the opening drive. The handoff, he's going to try to go around left side, and he'll be met by several Skyhawks, and he'll have to go out of bounds. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he may have lost a yard, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 7. Going out of bounds with 9:12 to go here in the opening quarter. So third down, the referees on the far side have backed it up to near the 35-yard line. So make that a 3-yard loss, and now a 3rd down and 9. Last time it was 3rd and 11, and they hit for 45 yards. I'm sure they'll drape Quantez Christian this time. No one in the backfield. Wilson's going to try to run. Now he throws it high up in the air, and it's intercepted into double coverage. And L.C. Bird gets the interception inside their 20-yard line. Davian Munden gets the first turnover of the night and the year. And they're going to put the football at about the 17-yard line with 9:03 to go here in the first quarter. He certainly would have been better off just running with that football. Thought he had a chance before he broke the line of scrimmage. But way too many Skyhawks in the area. And the first turnover benefits L.C. Bird. They take over deep in their own territory from the 17. First down, handoff left side, a couple of yards, and that is all for C.J. Donaldson. maybe a gain of 2. And we'll call it about 8.5. So if you're just joining us here on the Game of the Week, Meadowbrook gets the opening kickoff. They get a big 45-yard third down conversion. They're getting deeper into Bird territory, but Fong Wilson throws an interception on third down, and it will be ball second down, about 8.5 to go. Just inside their own 20-yard line with 8:24 and counting here in the first quarter. Penalty marker, first one of the year on the field. We may have an illegal motion against L.C. Bird. Officially, false start against the Skyhawks, and that'll move them back 5 and make it about a second down and 13. Again, we're the only game in town tonight, only football game. There are some football scrimmages tonight. There are some JV football openers tonight for teams whose varsity squads are getting ready to get going tomorrow night, including our next game of the week broadcast tomorrow night at 7, Monacan and Hanover. 2 wides to the right here on second down, 13 after the penalty mark off. Bird deep in their own territory. Monarchs show blitz. Back to pass. Throws wide open, complete at the 20, at the 30, at the 40, at midfield. And no one's going to stop Jamorn LaPierre. Touchdown, L.C. Bird Skyhawks. We do have a penalty marker on the field, so that'll stop the clock with 7:45 to go in the opening quarter. Penalty marker will not negate the touchdown. It is official.
And the flag was against Meadowbrook. Sideline warning against Bird, which does not bring the play back.
So touchdown, L.C. Bird, Jamorn LaPierre.
Touchdown, L.C. Bird.
And now see if they do the extra point or if they decide to go for 2, and they will go for the point after try. Jaden Piauti to hold for Armand Simmons. Number 88, snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is no good. So 6-0 Skyhawks at 7:45 to go here in the first quarter. Just as wide open as Quantez Christian was on that third down, then that LaPierre was, and the pass was no more than about 12 yards, if that. Marcus Banks, so far he got to like his stat line. 1 of 1 for 86 yards and a touchdown. And it is 6-0 L.C. Bird. After the Monarchs had a promising opening drive end on the interception. So Simmons will tee it up. We've got 2 men again back deep for Meadowbrook. L.C. Bird with the 6-point advantage. Here's we approach the midway point of the first quarter of opening night 2017. Simmons is ready. Kick again toward the far sideline. Takes 1 hop. He's got to pick it up. He doesn't. And Bird's going to grab it. They're not able to advance it in high school football. They ran it into the end zone thinking it would be a touchdown. But once you've gotten the live ball, play dies and you get possession there. And a major mistake by the Meadowbrook return man. As Meadowbrook forgot, it goes 10 yards. It's a live ball. Bird is in the red zone. First down and 10. Once that ball goes 10 yards past the kickoff point, the 40, once it gets to midfield, it's anybody's. And L.C. Bird Johnny on the spot grabs it at the 15. It's not a punt. And some confusion costs the Monarchs big time. First down with Banks under center, and the Skyhawks looking to cash in. Pitch right side. Donaldson inside the 10, down inside the 5-yard line, to about the 3. That'll be a 12-yard gain, and suddenly it's 1st and goal, L.C. Bird. I will tell you, Meadowbrook, I felt like had some issues that they needed to work on both sides of the ball after getting a chance to watch their scrimmage against Glen Allen 8 nights ago over in Henrico County. And it's never easy when your opening opponent is as quality as the Skyhawks. But you can't make mental mistakes like that to give them free opportunities. They're getting ready to cash in. Donaldson, right side, hit hard at the 1, and he'll be knocked down there. A fantastic defensive play by K.J. McNeil to keep him out of the end zone, at least for a play. And it'll be 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line. Trying to cash in on the middle error and the first special teams turnover of the game and of the season. Trips formation, 2nd and goal from the 1. Donaldson hit behind the line, spins, puts the ball over the plane, touchdown. L.C. Bird Skyhawks. 6:25 to go here in the first quarter. And so with the extra point attempt coming, or maybe they'll try to make it up and go for 2. 12-0. And they'll try the point after. It'll be Simmons once again with Payute to hold. 12-0. And trying to make it 13. The Monarchs off. That point after attempt is up. It is wide left. No good. So the PAT, no good. And the Skyhawks lead is 12-0. With 6:25 left here in the first quarter. I want to thank Scott Tingen on Twitter at PTM19. As we send this out real quick on Twitter at Chesterfield Sports. That touchdown pitch and catch of 86 yards, according to Scott, is a school record. The former record was 83 yards set back in 1993. So 24 years later, an 86-yard touchdown pitch and catch. And it was really about a 12-yard reception and then 74 yards blazing right up the middle. Nobody there. And now the Monarchs get set to return the kick, and they know it's a live ball now. I can guarantee you that. Kick again toward the far side. It'll be taken at the 15. Looking for blockers. Cuts up the middle. 25-30. Flag down. 40, 45, down to midfield, and 3 total penalty markers down. Nice return on the return, but there is laundry all over this field. And we'll stop the clock at 6:14 to go first quarter to get the call. Block in the back against Meadowbrook. So the Meadowbrook return will be negated. And let's find out where they're going to put the football. Beautiful play there by Damaris Branch on the return. Found a hole up the middle. But we know one of the reasons why there was a hole. And the Penalty committed at about the, looks like about the 32-yard line. They're going to put it down to about the 22, maybe the 23. We'll call it the 23. Down 12-0, 6:14 to go here in the first quarter, live on the RVA Sports Network High School Football Game of the Week. As Fong Wilson will set up in the pistol formation. And McNeil behind him on first down. Christian briefly in motion, trips to the near side, handoff McNeil, tries to cut up the middle, falls forward to the 25-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 3. And coming up about a 2nd and 7. As the evening progresses and we get updates tonight on some field hockey and volleyball action that's going on, we'll keep you posted on the brand new Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard. A brand new feature here this year on the Game of the Week on WHAN Radio and the RVA Sports Network. 2nd and 7 from the 25. Fong Wilson to throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Jamel Jones. And frankly, the person closest to it was Davian Munden. He could have picked up his second INT of the quarter there. He lays a hit on the intended receiver at the end of the play. And it will be a 3rd down and 7. From the Virginia Farm Bureau scoreboard, our friends over at 804 Varsity reporting. Golf today, deep run, 7-stroke victors over Douglas Freeman in a big Colonial District battle, and eventually Class 5 Region B. 3rd down, Fong Wilson back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, looks to flip it out to McNeil, does, tries to fall forward to get the first down. He's going to be a half yard short at the 32.5-yard line. Good effort. Great effort by McNeil, but I think he's going to be just shy of the first.
But comes up just short. 3rd and 1.
So it'll be 4th down and very short. And at this early stage of the game, you're down by 2 scores. 5:10 to go in the first quarter. They're going to measurement just to make sure that they're short of the first down, but it's sure from this direction, it looked like McNeil fell just shy. They pulled the chain, and yeah, he's about 3/4 of a yard short of the first down. So it'll be 4th down and short, and Coach Tiller and company have a decision to make, pretty major one at this early juncture of the evening. At your own 32.5, do you try to get 3/4 of a yard and move the chain, or do you go ahead and punt it away and ask your defense to get the job done? Right now, it looks like they're keeping the offense on the field.
And the Monarchs are not in punt formation.
So let's call it 4th down and several inches. Of the yard with 5:10 to go first quarter. And Fong Wilson in the backfield in the shotgun with a man behind him. 4th down and short. 2 wide here to the near side. And we got movement. But I think before the movement happened, one of the receivers flinched. L.C. Bird calls timeout. L.C. Bird. 5 minutes to go first quarter, and we'll take one with it. It's 12-0 Skyhawks, the 4th down conversion try coming up next after this break, live on the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network. Out of the timeout, Meadowbrook comes in. They have not changed to a punt formation. They're going for it on less than a yard to go on this 4th down in their own territory. That's McNeil behind Fong Wilson, or down to the left of Fong Wilson on 4th down. Fong Wilson will try to go around the side. That may be trouble. Can he get the first down? Yes, and he gets a block. And he gets past the 40, down to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. Great job there. Gregory Fong Wilson, 10 yards on 4th and inches. Move the chain. First down, Meadowbrook.
43-yard line, where it will be
first down, Meadowbrook at their own 43. That took guts to make that call and trust that you could get around the side with all the speed that this defense of the Skyhawks have. And the Monarchs will keep the drive going. From the 43, first down, handoff McNeil, right side, got a blocker, got a penalty marker. A big gain into Skyhawk territory will be coming back. Oh, that play looked so good until the laundry fell. Clock stops at 4:23 to go first quarter, and this one's coming back. Holding Meadowbrook. A very nice gain into L.C. Bird territory, but all for naught. And, of course, in high school football, when you hold, the penalty is marked off from where the hold took place. They're going to spot the football back at the 36-yard line, so it's going to make it first down and 18 for the Monarchs. Oh, man, they almost were in Skyhawk territory for the second time tonight. Clock restarts, and we're at 4:10 to go here in the first quarter with L.C. Bird up 12-0 on a school record 86-yard touchdown pass and a C.J. Donaldson 1-yard touchdown run after a big mistake on a kickoff by the Monarchs. Fong Wilson looking to pass, flushed out of the pocket, flips it out in the flat, complete. McNeil down to the 44. He'll get the 8 yards to the original line of scrimmage. And so 8 back to the 44, and it'll make it second down and 10. Second and 10 for Meadowbrook, back at the 44, back where they started this particular set of downs a moment ago. Clock rolling at 3:22 to go and counting here in the first quarter. One in the backfield, that is McNeil with Fong Wilson, who looks over to the sideline, gets the call. Now it seems to be a bit of confusion, and now we're going to get a penalty marker. They took too long. Oh, my. And again, things you cannot do when you're playing a team the quality of L.C. Bird. False start. It is not delay of game. Somebody flinched. So make it second down and 15.
The Monarch tackler put his hand on the ground, picked it up, and put it back down again. That is a false start.
So another penalty to have to overcome. 5-yard mark off to the 39. Monarchs shot themselves in the foot quite a bit in this first quarter. So make it second down and 15 now from the 39. Coach Tiller was arguing his his case, and that usually doesn't win. You usually just don't change the referee's mind, and that is the case again. Second and 15 from the 39-yard line. 3 minutes and counting here in quarter number 1. Neal beside Fong Wilson. He gets the handoff right side, eludes one man, stiff arms another, gets to midfield, out of bounds into Skyhawk territory to the 49-yard line. For McNeil, no flags, and it'll bring up a third and short.
JJ pushes the ball across midfield to the Bird 49-yard line.
And now let's see if they can get another conversion, this time third down rather than fourth down. And they need about 2 3/4 yards to move the chain. Once again, Fong Wilson keeps it himself. Up the middle, first down and more. 40, 35, and down to the 34-yard line. First and 10, 15 yards up the middle. Beautiful play there. So first down to the 34 of the Skyhawks. 2:30 to go here in the first quarter. As we update our fans on Twitter at Chesterfield Sports. Bad snap. Fong Wilson's got to go way out of the way to get the football. And as 3 Skyhawks descend on him, he gets out of the pocket and throws it away. That was a tremendous decision by Gregory Fong Wilson. That would have been a huge loss, probably 20 yards or more. But instead, knowing he was out of the pocket, there wouldn't be any intentional grounding. He throws the ball away wisely to make it 2nd and 10 at about the 33.5-yard line. Final 2:14 of quarter number 1 with L.C. Bird up 12-0 here on opening night. 3 to the near side, 1 out wide to the right. Far side, handoff up the middle. That is Branch, this time spelling McNeil, and he'll grab a couple of yards. And it's going to be a 3rd down and long situation, though. On Branch's first carry, they're just going to give him 1, and it'll be 3rd down and 9. Now, credit the Monarchs and credit their offensive line. They have created opportunities in this drive in critical 3rd and at one time 4th down situations. Let's see if they can do it again. 3rd and 9 this time, minute 35, clock running, opening quarter. 2 flanking Fong Wilson, who's back to pass. Looking over the middle, and it's almost intercepted. The intended receiver, Jamel Jones, wasn't even looking for the football, and the Skyhawks almost picked it off. Jones points at his chest and says, "That's my bad. That is my fault." And the Monarchs have it now 4th and 9 at about the 32.5-yard line of L.C. Bird. And if they went for it in their own territory earlier in the drive, they certainly will go for it here. 3 to the near side. Isaiah Haskins is in the slot in the trips. 4th down. Fong Wilson deep down the right sideline. Looking into the end zone. Incomplete. Good one-on-one coverage for L.C. Bird. The intended receiver was Brian Whitehead and had a great shot at it, but an excellent job by the secondary of L.C. Bird, and the Skyhawks will take over 1st down.
Turnover on down to L.C. Bird.
A great job by Fong Wilson to put perfect touch on that football. Whitehead did his best, but the Skyhawks did one better. 1st and 10, L.C. Bird. Banks under center, 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, looks and throws it away. It'll be 2nd down and 10 with 1:11 to go in the first quarter. Let's see if they're going to call intentional grounding on this play, and they are. Did look to me as if he was fine and out of the pocket, but and it looks like the rule is not necessarily, in this case, the reason why they threw the flag wasn't where he was. It was the fact that there was no one deep on the right side. So you're going to get a loss of down here because of the penalty, and the ball's going to get put back to the 18-yard line. So it's going to be a 2nd down and 25 to go. So you lose 15 and you lose a down. And the Skyhawks suddenly have a huge hole to dig out of. 2nd down and 25 in the final minute of the first quarter. Donaldson, they'll do a lateral to him, left side, and he'll get tripped up at the 24-yard line. Brett Hall is able to grab a jersey and gets Donaldson on what's officially a run of 6 yards, as that was a backwards lateral. And we go to the final 30 seconds of quarter number 1. It'll be a 3rd down and about 19 for the Skyhawks. Quick substitutions for both teams. Skyhawks got to hurry here, and they're going to have to burn a timeout. So the Skyhawks burned their 2nd timeout of the half with 16 seconds to go, facing a 3rd down and 19 at their own 24-yard line. Skyhawks have 1 timeout remaining. The Monarchs have 3. Game of the week doubleheader opening week continues tomorrow night. We're live at Hanover High School with Monacan Hanover. Those teams in 2017. And what should be a very exciting and very interesting Class 4 Region B. Dinwiddie wants to make it all the way to the championship again. Monacan, knocked out by Dinwiddie last year. They won a shot in Sador Floods last year at quarterback. Hanover trying to rebuild and regroup after missing the postseason for the first time in a decade last year. We're live at 6:45 tomorrow night from Hanover High School. The Chiefs and the Hawks exclusively on the RVA Sports Network on our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/RVA Sports Network, the embedded player at RVASportsNetwork.com, and of course, live tweet coverage on the network tomorrow night, both on Chesterfield Sports and Hanover Sports on Richmond's largest Twitter network for high school sports, the RVA Sports Network. 3rd down, 19 out of the timeout. Banks with the call, and now the Monarchs have some confusion, and they've got to burn a timeout. So Meadowbrook will call time defensively to talk it over. They weren't set. They weren't ready. There was some question marks. And we'll wait a moment more. And that gives us a chance to once again thank our friends at the Virginia Farm Bureau, sponsors of our brand new in-game scoreboard segment every Friday night here on the Game of the Week on both the RVA Sports Network and WHAN Radio. The Virginia Farm Bureau will bring you scores from other football games in the area all throughout the Game of the Week broadcast, so you can follow along on Twitter. You can listen, of course, to the Game of the Week live on air and online, and we'll give you the scoreboard update, all the scores from all the games in the region throughout every Friday night broadcast. Thanks to Virginia Farm Bureau at VFB Insurance on Twitter. That's at VFB Insurance. Now we'll see if Meadowbrook's got it set and ready for their defensive scheme on this 3rd and 19 for L.C. Bird at their own 24 with 16 ticks left in the opening quarter clock. Long first quarter tonight. Banks rolling right, looking, got a man complete, got blockers to the 30 and down to the 33-yard line. Munden on the reception. And Munden will get about 9. And he'll grab enough yardage to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And that'll be all. We're through 1 tonight here at Meadowbrook High School with our score. L.C. Bird 12, Meadowbrook nothing. We're back with second quarter action after this quick timeout. You're listening to the Game of the Week live and exclusively on the RVA Sports Network. And we welcome you back to Meadowbrook High School on this beautiful Thursday night. Rob Witham along with you live on the RVA Sports Network. L.C. Bird in punt formation facing a 4th and 10 at their own 33. An intentional grounding penalty killing this drive, and the Skyhawks will, at this point, opt to kick it away. And we get a penalty marker just as the ball is snapped, and the whistles will stop play. It is a false start against Bird. And so that'll knock them back 5 more and make it a 4th and 15. And it would seem to me if they had any illusions of grandeur to try to do a fake punt, that will not happen now. Quantez Christian, the man back deep at the 36-yard line. Monarchs could get some very good field position here. Snap, good. Peyote's kick is high but short. It's going to go out of bounds on the far sideline in Skyhawk territory, and Meadowbrook will take over all the way down at the 35-yard line. Wow. And the Monarchs have excellent field position. $11:49 to the half. And your score 12-0 Skyhawks.
Gregory Farland Wilson lines up his Monarchs. AJ McNeil.
1st and 10 for Meadowbrook at the L.C. Bird 35, trying to take advantage of the shanked punt. McNeil behind Fong Wilson in the pistol. KJ gets the handoff, looks for room up the middle, drags a couple of Skyhawks down to the 32 for a nice gain of 3. And it'll be 2nd down and 7.
32-yard line. Pick up a 3, 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 from the 32 of the Skyhawks as Meadowbrook tries to get their first points of the season and make it a 1-possession game with a touchdown. Trips here to the right side. Fong Wilson in the pistol with a man to the left on 2nd down and 7. 11-10 to the half. Handoff McNeil trying to get around right side. Here comes pursuit and an excellent open field tackle by L.C. Bird. Xavier Addison, his 2nd big defensive play of the half. And that's going to be a loss all the way back to the 38-yard line. A loss of 6, and it will be a 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 12 with 10:40 to go in the half. L.C. Bird 12, Meadowbrook nothing. Bird trying to start the season with a win over Meadowbrook for the 3rd year in a row. 21, Isaiah Mize in the backfield now for Meadowbrook as well. Fong Wilson fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, has some time, has to avoid one man. Now he needs a block, and he gets it. He's going to run. He's got blockers right side, and he's out of bounds near the 20-yard line. An unbelievable block by KJ McNeil. Holy cow, he leveled a Skyhawk, and that brought Fong Wilson plenty of room on the right end. And down to the 20-yard line, it's a 1st and 10 in the red zone for Meadowbrook. A 17-yard run for Fong Wilson, but an incredible block by KJ McNeil. Holy cow, what a hit. 1st and 10 at the red zone at the 20-yard line for Meadowbrook. Handoff McNeil. Cuts up the middle. Stood up, falls forward for 2 to the 18. You know, for all the mistakes that Meadowbrook has made so far in this game, penalties, letting the live ball be recovered, the first L.C. Bird touchdown that led to the 2nd one, a chance here to punch it in off a Skyhawk mistake on special teams, the shanked punt, and to put them down just 1 possession. And on top of that, the emotional lift that KJ McNeil block had on the sideline here below us just a moment ago. would be huge for this Meadowbrook team. 9:20 to go, and the referees ask for time. And we'll get a timeout called for by Meadowbrook. It'll be their second called timeout of the half. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for Meadowbrook at the L.C. Bird 18 when we come out of the timeout with 9:17 to go in the half. Here live on the RVA Sports Network. Hey, another doubleheader next week, fans. Thursday night we'll be at Mills Godwin High School as Lee Davis comes in to take on the Mills Godwin Eagles. Season opener for both of those teams. No, it's season opener for Lee Davis. Mills Godwin will have a game in hand as they open against Clover Hill in Chesterfield tomorrow night. We'll hit the air here on the RVA Sports Network at 7:15, special start time, 7:15 next Thursday night. Lee Davis, Mills Godwin. And then coming up in a moment, we'll tell you about our Friday night broadcast next week when we rejoin WHAN Radio for the 16th consecutive year of Friday Night Football, radio and online. More about that in a moment. Right now out of the timeout, Meadowbrook with trips to the far side on a 2nd down and 8 from the 18 of L.C. Bird. Trying to get on the board here in quarter number 2. Isaiah Mize, the lone setback. Pistol formation. Fong Wilson will keep it. Looks for room right side. Cuts up the middle. Spins around to the 13-yard line before he is brought down. And it'll be a gain of 5 and a 3rd down and very manageable situation, about 3 yards to go.
Wilson moves the ball inside the Birds 15. 3rd and 4.
The 3rd down from the 13-yard line. Fong Wilson lofted it into the end zone and incomplete. Brian Whitehead, the intended receiver. Javon LaPierre all over. Meadowbrook players want and fans want a flag. They're not going to get it. And that's going to bring up a very interesting decision here on 4th down with 8:31 to go. 4th down, 3 yards. Are they going to line up to try to kick it? Looks like that is the case. Jacob Grabham is on for a 30-yard field goal attempt. Snap is good. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. Just wide to the right. So Skyhawks will take over. They're up 12-0, 8:24 to the half here on the game of the week. From our angle, that was achingly close to the right upright, but on the wrong side. And so Meadowbrook with a great opportunity off the shank punt, deep in Bird territory, and the defense is able to hold, and L.C. Bird will take over 1st down. 1st and 10 Skyhawks from the 20. 8:24 remaining 1st half. Banks with the I formation. He's under center. Handoff, Donaldson, right side. Finds a few yards. Gets tripped up 2.5, maybe. And some early season tempers flaring between two teams that are geographically pretty doggone close to each other. Meadowbrook, of course, looking across the way going, we're so tired of losing to these guys. Lost to them the last 2 years. The last time we mentioned in the pregame show that Meadowbrook beat L.C. Bird. They beat them in the regular season in 2008 in the opener, 26-13. And then they met in the first round of the old Division VI playoffs. And Meadowbrook won that game 27-14. That was 9 years ago. 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard gain for Donaldson. Up the middle, CJ, and he finds running room, and it gets a 1st down to the 31-yard line. So, moving the chain, 1st and 10 from the 31 will be L.C. Bird. 7:41, and the clock will restart as the chain is set across the way. Nose of the football at the 32, so give CJ an extra yard. We have him unofficially for 34 yards rushing so far. First and 10 from the 32-yard line. L.C. Bird in their own territory enjoying the 12-0 lead. Penalty marker right at the snap. And there's going to be some bumps and bruises on some big men in the middle of those scrums before this night is through. They'll be glad they don't have to go to class tomorrow. I don't care if you're 16. You get beat up like that, and you're going to hurt the next day. 5-yard mark off against L.C. Bird. So it'll be 1st and 15. Still waiting for the referee's signal there. And we don't know what officially the penalty was. Now he said run the clock, and hey, we're all in August form, folks. So a 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 15. Ball back to the 27-yard line. Banks under center again with the I formation. Back to Donaldson, right side, couple of yards to the 29. And it'll be 2nd down. Yes, that Hermitage Highland Springs game tomorrow night will be huge. We'll have updates all night long at Henrico Sports on Twitter from Kreider Stadium. That's at Henrico Sports on Twitter. Our Twitter network, follow us wherever you are. Chesterfield County Schools at Chesterfield Sports, Henrico at Henrico Sports, Hanover at Hanover Sports, and for everything going on in the metro region, follow us on the RVA Sports Net. I formation again. Monarchs bringing the house. Fumble! And it comes right to Donaldson, who falls on it at the 25-yard line. And you can blame that fumble on the Monarchs' anticipatory defense coming up showing blitz. And some fumble fingers came up because of that. Fantastic job by MBK there. Loss of 4 will be credited to Donaldson because he cradled the football back at the 25, and it'll be 3rd down and 18. They got to get to the 43-yard line to move the chain. So 25-yard line, 3rd and 18. No more I formation. Banks with Donaldson beside him from the shotgun. Rolling to his right, a pitch to Donaldson. It'll be a run up the middle. He gets to about the 37-yard line, but that's 6 yards short of the 1st down. 12 yards on the run, and it'll be 4th down.
Anticipating the punt, Meadowbrook sends K.J. McNeil.
The Peyote back to kick on this 4th down and about 6.5. McNeil is back deep for Meadowbrook. That is a much better punt. Beautiful. High end over end, drives McNeil back to his 20. KJ 25-30, 35-40. He's got midfield, gets away from another man, dragged down from behind, but not until he gets to the L.C. Bird 35-yard line. Goal from behind by number 50, Javante Tuppence. 45-yard punt return. And KJ McNeil is doing it all. A 45-yard return. And it's 1st and 10 for the Monarchs again at the Skyhawks 35. This is where they started their last drive, and that ended with a missed field goal. 1st down. Running play, runs around left side after trying to go up the middle. That was Branch on the carry, his 2nd of the night. We have a Skyhawk shaken up on the play. Manny Conway is holding his left shoulder and arm as he comes off the field. They're going to put the football at about the 32-yard line, so it's a 3-yard gain. Second down. 7 to go. Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard update. Field hockey, Henrico 1, J.R. Tucker nothing. They are at the half, thanks to our buddy Will Catterley at Watch Sports Wire on Twitter. 3:35 and counting to the half. Handoff messed up, almost a fumble. Averted as Fong Wilson holds on to the ball and is tackled back at the original line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line. He tried to give it to Branch. The handoff was unsuccessful, and then the Skyhawks were all over them, and the Monarchs are blessed at this point to just have possession of the football. So they'll set it up again. 1 timeout remaining for both, and now I think we're going to get is that an official's timeout? With 3:01 to go before the half. We had a Skyhawk that had to come off the field. Don't know if maybe his helmet came off. And they get a substitution in, and now the referees say, let's restart play. Under 3 to go to the break. 12-0 L.C. Bird as we see our buddy Mark Davis from NBC 12 in the end zone. And, of course, Mark will have all the highlights of tonight's action tonight on NBC 12 News at 11. 3rd and 10 from the Bird 35. Fong Wilson fakes the handoff. He's got 2 men all over him, and he's going to have to throw it away. Now the Skyhawks are yelling, let's have a flag on the far side, saying there was nobody in the vicinity. And here comes the penalty marker. And I think it's a good call. If they're going to call it one way against Banks with no receiver available, they've got to call it against Fong Wilson because there was no receiver around. He was Fong Wilson that time made a mental error. He was a little lackadaisical coming off the fake. 2 Skyhawks were just ready to claw him. And so he went running for his life, thought he got out of the pocket, threw it away, but there was no one close. So you have to do it both ways. Good call by the official. And it's going to be a 15-yard penalty and a loss of down. And it'll be 2:28 to go in the half. And it'll be 4th down. 4th and a country mile. And Meadowbrook's going to have to kick it away for the first time tonight. So another nice opportunity goes by the wayside. Kick is wobbly up the middle and taken at the 32 to the 40 and the 41-yard line. The return by Davian Munden, and the Skyhawks will take over. 1st down and 10. Skyhawks have 2:16 to work with and 1 timeout. And we'll see if we get a continuation of more Marcus Banks under center and C.J. Donaldson, who's carried 9 times so far tonight for 44 yards. And has the 1-yard touchdown run. 1st down, Donaldson up the middle. McNeil grabs him and puts him down, but not before he falls forward to the 44 for about 2.5 yards. And it'll be 2nd down. And we'll call it about 7. 1:54 to go. Coming up at the half, we'll talk about our Game of the Week football schedule. In case you weren't with us on the pregame, preview our brand new live weekly podcast live at 11:35, coming to the RVA Sports Network tomorrow night and every Friday night during football season, and much more coming up on the halftime report. 2nd down, pitch to Donaldson, caught behind the line of scrimmage. And he's down back at the original line of scrimmage. They're going to say loss of 2 rather than 3. They're going to say it'll be 3rd down and 9. And Mize comes up with a great hit, gets off his blocker, and it's a loss of 2. And it'll be 3rd down and 9. As we approach the final minute of play here on the season premiere of the Game of the Week. Banks under center, blitz coming. Rolls to his left, looks, wants a block, gets it. Midfield, 45. And a first down for L.C. Bird into Meadowbrook territory to the 42-yard line. 15 yards for Banks, who rolled to his left, realized nothing was there, saw he had a blocker, and said, give me the block and I'll take it from here. 38 seconds to go in the half. Bird with one timeout, need to hurry. Clock restarts as the chain is reset. Banks in the shotgun, throws it quickly down the middle, complete. It'll be a flag down as going down the middle. And apparently in for the touchdown is Jaden Payute, but hold everything. Marker back behind the line of scrimmage. Monarchs breakdown in the secondary there. And Jaden had no problem getting to the right corner of the end zone, but we've got a penalty against Bird, and it'll negate the score. 18 seconds to go now. The football will be marched all the way back to the L.C. Bird 40-yard line. The hold will create, let's see, they got to get to the 32. That's 28. So that'll be 1st and 28 with 18 seconds to go in the half. And again, they've got one timeout. Skyhawks, I'm passing right now because I've found softness in that secondary on 2 occasions. They'll try it again. Banks trips to the right, rolls right. Gets a block, now got to get out of the pocket, throws it down the field, got a man, and it is incomplete. He would have been out of bounds anyway near the Meadowbrook 20. With 10 seconds to go in the half. Nice pursuit from the front part of the Meadowbrook defense. Forces Banks out of the pocket a little quicker than he wanted to be. Banks, though, with a nice touch on that pass, just a little too far to the right. Receiver in single coverage out of bounds. So 10 seconds left. And basically at this particular juncture, it's, you could take a shot at the end zone, or you could see if you could get something from about 30 yards and get out of bounds, or get it and call timeout and then have a shot at the end zone on the last play of the first half. At their own 40. They will hand it off to Donaldson instead. He'll go up the middle, 50, and down to the Meadowbrook 42. And do we get a timeout called? Yes, we do. Timeout, L.C. Bird with 2 seconds to go. 18 yards on the carry for Donaldson to get the first down. And that puts Bird in a situation where they can the end zone here at the end of the first half. And let me tell you this, if they can score on the final play and make it a 3-possession game, that could be a backbreaker for what has been a gutsy and gamey performance by this Meadowbrook Monarch team in spite of being down 12-0. Bird hasn't scored in the second quarter. Both of their scores coming in the first on essentially back-to-back drives. And again, that 86-yard touchdown pass, a school record that was held for 24 years. 1993 in the Battle of Bird versus Dale, Brian Tinkin to Darren Meekins for 83 yards. I suspect that PTM19 on Twitter, Scott, might be his dad? Maybe his brother? I don't know. But I appreciate that tweet very much to give us the historical perspective on what was an 86-yard touchdown reception. 12-yard pass, 74 yards after the catch. All right, out of the timeout. There's a pair of seconds on the clock. They're at the Meadowbrook 42. Banks going to go for it all down the right side, short of the end zone, pass in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Jaden Payute, and that will be the end of the first half. It's here tonight, and our score, is L.C. Bird 12 and Meadowbrook nothing. Game of the week here live and exclusively on the RVA Sports Network. Game 1 of the road to Hampton University, December 9th, and the 2017 Class 5 championship game. In 6 of the last 7 years out of that group, which used to be the old Group AAA format in 2010, 11, and 12, Hermitage made the title game in 10 and lost. In 2012, L.C. Bird won the state championship. We went to the reclassification of the Virginia High School League in 2013 in what was then called Class or Group 5A. Bird proceeded to win 2 more titles in 2013 and 14. And, of course, in that area the last 2 years, it's been the Highland Springs Springers. And now in what's called Class 5, the teams here in the central region in the Richmond area, 15 of them are in what's known as Region B. Again, it's going to be called the Region of Death this year when we get to November and early December, as teams such as the Skyhawks, such as Hermitage, such as Highland Springs, they play each other tomorrow night at Kreider. And then teams that are trying to get back into the postseason after missing last year, such as these Meadowbrook Monarchs, the Varina Blue Devils, the Matoaka Warriors, the Mills Godwin Eagles, who will have a week from tonight on the game of the week, all looking to make their mark. And then you've got Lee Davis and Douglas Freeman and Henrico, who have had excellent seasons the last 2 years, but haven't been able to get past the second round of the postseason because of that big triumvirate at the top that has dominated the road to the States this decade. 12-0 is our halftime score. L.C. Bird with the lead. We're going to take a quick break. The Virginia Union Marching Band is with us tonight for halftime activities. That's pretty cool. And Union, of course, gets their season started next weekend, as does Virginia State. University of Richmond scheduled to start their season at Sam Houston State in Texas Sunday night, but Hurricane Harvey may pose a problem. We've got the story on that right now on Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet, and if there's any changes to the Spiders opener due to the weather, we obviously will keep you posted. 12-0 at the break. Bird on top of Meadowbrook. We'll take a quick break, come back. Our halftime report will continue. We're going to preview our games of the week and much more as the 2017-18 season is underway here live and exclusively on the RVA Sports Network. We're back in a moment. bring you back in live here at Meadowbrook High School. Halftime, our score, L.C. Bird 12, Meadowbrook nothing here on the RVA Sports Network as the Virginia Union Marching Panthers with us here tonight at halftime. We're going to bail out for just a second and let you listen to the Panthers. And then when we come back, we will preview tomorrow night and next week's game of the week. And then, of course, joining WHAN Radio for Season 16 next Friday. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a second. But we're going to enjoy some Marching Panthers here right now on the game of the week at halftime. The Virginia Union Marching Panthers here tonight at Meadowbrook High School providing halftime entertainment. Denise Williams' classic from about 35 years ago, It's Gonna Take a Miracle, morph it into another tune right now. Oh, they're sounding in mid-season form tonight, that's for sure. 12-0 our score here. Rob Witham along with you live on the RVA Sports Network. We mentioned that tonight's the first of two nights. It's a Thursday-Friday doubleheader of football action here on RVASN. Continuing tomorrow night live at Hanover High School, Class 4 Region B action. Hanover dropped Dinwiddie and Hopewell along with J.R. Tucker from their non-district schedule, but they pick up Monacan, Massaponax, and Mills Godwin. And they start that run of M's, if you would please, with the Chiefs as Monacan comes across the river to Route 301. And we'll have live coverage tomorrow night. We'll hit the air at 6:45 on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Then, of course, after that, tomorrow night, it's the premiere of On the Sidelines on Richmond's #1 choice for news, NBC 12. Mark Davis, Matt Estrich back with you. Matt will be live at Kreider Stadium at Highland Springs. Get you highlights from the big one there between the Panthers and Springers. And they'll have highlights from our game and all the other games in week 1 of 2017. If you haven't seen the schedule yet, it's posted right now at RVASportsNetwork.com. That's RVASportsNetwork.com. And then after On the Sidelines is complete, we hope you will join us for the debut podcast of Live at 11:35 as our podcast on Friday night after football goes live this year. Gives us more of an opportunity to be interactive with you, the fans. You can listen in and get the final word on high school football on Friday night. We'll have live Twitter polls. We'll have a chat room available. We'll take your questions and talk about what happens on Friday night and look ahead to the next week and beyond. And, of course, once we complete it, we'll edit it down, and we'll have the podcast available for you at any time. So if you're not up late on Friday night, you finish the game, you head for bed, you're going to get up Saturday morning and enjoy it with your cup of coffee, you can do that as well. So big night tomorrow night. Monacan Hanover at 6:45 on YouTube. On the Sidelines at 11:15 on NBC 12. And then our debut podcast of Live at 11:35, part of RVA Sports Network now, live tomorrow night on our YouTube channel. And, of course, it'll be available as a podcast once it is complete. And that is just week 1 of the 2017-18 season. Already this week, we have seen great field hockey action, great golf action, good volleyball action the last two nights. There's volleyball going on tonight, and as we get updates on that, we'll keep you posted on the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard. And we mentioned earlier about next Thursday night. He's in another doubleheader. Thursday night will be again a YouTube exclusive. Lee Davis starting their 2017 campaign at Mills Godwin at Axel Stadium. And that'll be next Thursday night. Special airtime of 7:15. It's a 7:30 kickoff. Rare 7:30 kick north of the river. But it'll be Lee Davis and Mills Godwin next Thursday here on our YouTube channel. And then a week from tomorrow night for the 16th consecutive season, we are proud to join with WHAN Radio 102.9 FM and 1430 AM the week. And we will continue to have it on the RVA Sports Network as well as on the TuneIn Radio app and the Next Radio app. We're going to be live at Caroline High School for the first game of the Keith Braxton era for Patrick Henry as Hunter Hart and company travel up 301 to take on the Caroline Cavaliers. We'll start with the On the Sidelines pregame show powered by Sheehy Ford of Ashland. I want to thank Kevin McLaughlin and all the gang over at Sheehy Ford of Ashland for being with us again as the title sponsor of the pregame show each and every Friday night at 6:30. That starts next week. We'll sit down again every week with NBC 12 Sports Director Mark Davis and get you ready and set for all the action in week 2 of high school football. So that's coming up next Friday night, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kick. Caroline on the game of the week on WHAN 102.9 FM and 1430 AM and live online on the RVA Sports Network as well as on the TuneIn Radio app and the Next Radio app. Looking ahead, month of September, Friday night football lineup is basically set. Of course, you can always look at the game of the week schedule online at rvasportsnetwork.com. The following week, September 8th, will be at Atlee High School when Mills Godwin comes in to take on the Raiders of Atlee, who we had a chance to see scrimmage last week. And then the following week, the 15th of September, after a 2-year absence, the Camouflage Bowl is back. Deep run, and second-year head coach Chad Hornick, trying to build on that playoff appearance last year, come to Patrick Henry to take on the Patriots. And if you're saying, what in the world is the Camouflage Bowl? We'll give you the backstory really quick. The second time those two teams played each other, which was in 2004, the Deep Run students section, and we were at that game, decided to dress up in camouflage to ostensibly make fun of Patrick Henry being in the country in western Hanover County. Rather than take it as an insult, the Patriot Nation, they embraced it. And the next year, they came in all camouflage, and thus it's been the Camo Bowl ever since. Now, they played every year in the Colonial District until Patrick Henry moved out of the Colonial to the Capital back at the end of the 2014-15 school year. And in the last 2 seasons, they've not met in non-district play, but they have picked each other up again. And that's one of the greatest things I saw when the 17 schedules came out. Those two teams need to play each other. It is an excellent rivalry. And we'll be live in Ashland on that night. That is September 15th. September 22nd, we are live in Mechanicsville on Route 360 when the two-time defending state champions, Highland Springs, come in to take on the Lee Davis Confederates. Had a chance to sit down and talk with head coach Ryan Turnage yesterday at practice at length. Looking forward to bringing you the preview of Lee Davis, and we'll talk about that in just a second, but really looking forward to watching Highland Springs Lee Davis September 22nd on the game of the week. And then we wrap up the month of September, and we haven't decided yet. It could be Lee Davis at Hanover. It could be Patrick Henry at Atlee. It's the first of 3 Fridays in the regular season where both Hanover County rivalry games happen the same night at the same time. We'll choose based on playoff implications. And wherever we will be, we'll start, of course, at 6:30, and 7's the airtime. We will keep our October options open to give you the games with the biggest playoff implications. And our 16th consecutive season of the game of the week will wrap up in the regular season on November 3rd with either the 59th Tomato Bowl or Hanover Atlee, depending upon the bigger game. And then we'll start playoff coverage on November 10th all the way to Championship Saturday, which is this year, December 9th. 5A, 6A over at Hampton University as it was last year. 3A, 4A back at Zabel Stadium on the campus of the College of William and Mary. Again, Game of the Week broadcast schedule always available on the right-hand side of the page at RVASportsNetwork.com. So we are off and running for the 2017-18 season. We've got Hanover Monacan tomorrow night. Monday, we've got several things going on, including live tweet coverage of field hockey between Hanover and Patrick Henry on Hanover Sports. And while we're on the subject of Hanover County, our Hanover Hawk football preview, as well as our Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets preview, premiered today in the new edition of the Herald Progress, out on newsstands everywhere across Hanover County. Next week, on the 31st, before they hit the field for the first time, you can catch our previews of Atlee, Lee Davis, and Patrick Henry, as well as our preview 2017 of two-time NCAA volleyball participant Randolph-Macon. Going to get a chance to spend some time with them this coming Monday morning, and we'll preview what could be another banner year for the Yellow Jackets in volleyball. That's all next Thursday in the Herald Progress, herald-progress.com, or subscribe. Call 804-798-9031, 798-9031. Hanover Sports and the RVA Sports Network proud to bring you the sports section of the Herald Progress in Hanover County each and every week. Players are back. They're stretching out. A little bit of an extended halftime tonight as we enjoyed the Marching Panthers from Virginia Union University. That was a treat. Heard that just as I was coming out of my car, getting here earlier this afternoon. Heard Activities Director Joey Richardson telling someone, hey, Union's coming tonight. A couple of buses are on their way, and I thought, that's fantastic. And they did a tremendous job. Union season, Labor Day weekend starts. Virginia State starts that weekend against Norfolk State. And Randolph-Macon kicks off their season September 2nd at Day Field in Ashland against Dickinson College, defending ODAC champions. And we'll be back there coming up next year. For this year, I should say, next Saturday as well. On the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard, it's a final at field hockey as Henrico is held on to beat J.R. Tucker 1-0. And that's a 1-0 start for Ty Owens and his Warriors. Thanks to my buddy Rob Welch. And I want to take a second, congratulate Rob, the new activities director at Henrico High School, and well-deserved. After many years there as athletic trainer and an ardent supporter of the Warriors, he takes over for Tom Jeremiah, who retired after a fantastic long career, not only as a teacher but as an administrator as well. Not to date Mr. Jeremiah, but he deserves to have a really wonderful retirement. He was my forensics teacher in sophomore year of high school a couple of years ago. So Mr. Jeremiah off to retirement, although I have a feeling we're going to see him more so than not at Henrico. Mr. Welch and company. Rob Welch, congratulations to you on the AD position at Henrico. Michael Kidd, congratulations to him, moving over from Atlee as an assistant AD to Deep Run, taking over for the legendary Clyde Metzger, who retired back in June. Had successful heart surgery in the spring, was able to come back in time for the baseball and softball conference and regional tournaments, and now Mr. Metzger can enjoy his grandkids, but I suspect we'll see him time and again at Deep Run as well. So we're getting ready for the second half. L.C. Bird will get the football to start half number 2 with our score at 12-0. Thanks so much for being with us here tonight. We definitely appreciate it. Once we get home this evening, we collect all the scores that come in from around the area, from field hockey, volleyball, and, of course, we've got the one football game here tomorrow with, of course, AM RVA, the exclusive morning mini podcast of the RVA Sports Network. Drops at 5 a.m. every weekday morning on Twitter, across our Twitter network. Also posted at RVASportsNetwork.com and HanoverCountySports.net. Give us 5 minutes. We'll give you the first word on high school sports every weekday morning. Scores from the night before and a look at the day ahead. AM RVA from the RVA Sports Network. All right, second half. Let's get it going, shall we? Grabham has it set at the 40. 3 Skyhawks back deep. Third quarter is underway at Meadowbrook High School. One hop, man in the middle gets it at the 15. 20, 25 left side, 30. 35 eludes a tackle, 40, and then finally stood up and gets fallen forward to about the 42 or 43-yard line. And LaPierre with a nice return up the middle. Good 25, 30 yards. Gives Skyhawks good field position. It'll be at the 42-yard line. So the second half underway, and L.C. Bird looking to kind of turn on the afterburner here and build on this 12-0 lead.
First and 10, Skyhawks to start off our quarter.
They scored on their first two possessions, and they haven't scored since. And it'll be the I formation as we get underway. Banks under center, handoff. Donaldson looks for room right side. Penalty marker coming in, falls forward to near midfield, but we'll stop the clock for the first hanky of the third quarter. Throw that one out to my daughter, Rachel, finishing up her first week at Longwood University junior year. In fact, a pair of hankies on the field holding L.C. Bird. So we'll back it up 10 from the spot of the foul and try it again on first down. Bird, of course, looking ahead to the Battle of Chester next week against Thomas Dale, a team that really could make some noise in Class 6 this year. So could Manchester. Is it finally time for one of those teams to break through and make it to states? For Manchester, it would be historic. For Thomas Dale, they haven't been there since Vic Williams' last game when they won it all 8 years ago. After the penalty, Banks back to pass, complete over the middle to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard more. And the pass complete to LaPierre. His first reception was good for 86 yards and a school record touchdown. That one's going to bring it back to the 44, make it a second down and a short 9 yards to go as we're a minute into quarter number 3. No hash marks on the field here tonight, so we'll say from the imaginary far hash mark, the I formation and the handoff up the middle to Donaldson, and he gets stood up at the 45 and will go no further, or maybe just get the ball crossed the 45-yard line, a yard and a half at most. And a third down situation coming. With 10:30 to go here in quarter number 3. Some people thought tonight this would be a breeze for L.C. Bird, and early it looked like it might be, but the Monarchs they've been getting their blows in, that's for sure. And they're one big play away from making this a very interesting game. See if they get a defensive stop here. Third down, running out of room. Now goes left side and gets pushed out of bounds. Be short of the first down. Braxton knocks him out of bounds. And we'll see where the football is placed. If it's at midfield, it's going to be short of the first down, I believe. And it will be short. It'll be a fourth down and about 3 yards to go.
And Bird is going for it.
So earlier in the game, Meadowbrook in their own territory went for it and got a big gain on fourth down on the feet of Gregory Fong Wilson. Now the Skyhawks will go for it, need about 2.5 yards. Got to get to the 47.5. And we're going to get a penalty on the play, and I believe it's going to be on Meadowbrook, and if so, it's a free first down. Isaiah Haskins from his defensive end position motored in too quickly, and I believe, well, I don't know, the referees are talking about it. Was there a flinch before he went? The answer is no. Penalty on Meadowbrook, and it'll be a free first down for L.C. Bird. Oh, boy. Sometimes those sins that you commit are huge for all the world to see. Such was the mess up on the kickoff after the first touchdown where it was a live ball and Meadowbrook just let it sit there, and L.C. Bird recovered at the Meadowbrook 15, and sometimes you're the only one flinching on the field. First down from the MBK 45, up the middle Donaldson. He'll go left side behind his big left tackle and approach the 40-yard line. 5 more for CJ, and it'll be second down and 5. Clock running at 9:40 to go in the third quarter. 12-0 our score. 86-yard touchdown pass air on a third down play on the first possession of the night for Bird after they had an interception. They picked off a pass as Meadowbrook was deep in L.C. Bird territory trying to get the opening score. And then we mentioned the muffed kickoff, and 3 plays later, Donaldson in from a yard. Banks to Donaldson this time, cuts up the middle and stops short of the first down at the 36-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 1. Bird's got the 2-possession lead. They'd like to chew up some clock while getting down the field and scoring. Try to shorten this game, shorten the number of possessions that Meadowbrook has. 3rd down and a yard from the Monarch 36-yard line. Clock running, 8:45 to go here in quarter number 3. 2017 football opener here in the RVA. Banks, Donaldson, first down and more. Good open field tackle. Otherwise, he could have been around the end and down the sideline to the 32, tackled by Dantes Braxton, but it's a first down for Bird. And they are methodically moving down the field. First and 10 at the Monarch, we'll call it 33. And again, up 12-0, 8:15 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Bird taking their time getting to the line, and now they're ready. From the Meadowbrook 33, Donaldson up the middle. Pulls his way to the 25 and then has finally stood up there, but that's a good 8 yards on first down as Donaldson is close to the 100-yard mark. And they'll put the ball at the 25.5-yard line, make it about a 2nd and 2. Maybe 2.5. Substitution for Meadowbrook. Couple of substitutions. 58. Number 60 is in. Cruden Stunavant trying to get some beef in the middle. Pitch to Donaldson, this time left side, gets a block, gets around the corner, and then brought out of bounds, but it'll be a first down into the red zone, just at or just inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark the football at the 19, and it'll be 1st and 10, L.C. Bird. Nothing fancy about this drive, fans. Go to your bread and butter. Count on the beef up front, occasionally count on the speed of Donaldson around the side. Get that one block you need on the edge, and off you go. The Skyhawks looking to score for the first time in almost 24 minutes of game action. Donaldson cuts up the middle after looking to go left side. Brought down at about the 16-yard line. 23, Brett Hall on the stop as we go under 7 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And Donaldson now with 20 carries on the night and unofficially 96 yards. And again, as we love to say here on the game, it's a game of the week tradition. Our in-game stats are painfully unofficial. 2nd and 7, 6:35, 3rd quarter. Banks calmly under center to Donaldson. Gets away from 2 would-be tacklers, approaches first down yardage, close to the 11-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd and short for the Skyhawks. Donaldson scored from a yard out after that horrible decision on the ensuing kick after the first touchdown. Gave the Skyhawks the ball 15 yards from pay dirt, and 3 plays later, Donaldson in from a yard. That made it 12-0. They've missed both extra points tonight. Man coming off late for Meadowbrook. They get that player off, and now Donaldson gets the handoff, and he'll get the first down. It'll be 1st and goal. Skyhawks from the 7-yard line. 22 carries now for Donaldson at over the 100-yard mark. So they'll lay the chain down, put a 1 on the down marker, and it'll be 1st and goal, L.C. Bird, as they look to stretch this 12-0 lead. 5:50 to go, 3rd quarter. And now they restart the clock after the chain gets a break. I suspect part of the halftime discussion with Coach Nicely was how to impose your will at the line of scrimmage. And the Monarchs want to talk it over. It's a timeout for Meadowbrook. With Bird having first and goal at the 7. 12-0 lead at 5:36 to go here in the third quarter. Good to be back with you live on the Game of the Week, fans. We missed you over the summer. Had a few interesting things. I hope your summer was great. Hope you had a chance to relax and unwind. We had a chance to get out and enjoy family over the 4th of July down in North Carolina. We added a new baby to the Witham Nation. Congratulations to my brother on the birth of his grandson. He will be 2 weeks old tomorrow. He came out at 10 pounds, 6.9 ounces. First thing I asked my brother on Facebook is, did NC State offer him yet? Liam's going to be a big one. Congratulations to the proud parents, including, of course, my niece, Krista. So happy to have a new addition to our family, and there's another one on the way. First and goal from the 7 out of the timeout. Now it's an I formation. Nobody but Donaldson who'll get the pitch left side, and we'll get a penalty marker on the field. That'll stop the clock at 5:31 to go. CJ got just inside the 5, but Skyhawks have avoided the penalty marker up until this point in the drive, and this may make the first and goal a little more difficult. And it will be holding against the Skyhawks. So it'll stay first and goal, but it will be a little further away than the 7-yard line. So move the down marker back, and they'll place the ball at the 15. First and goal from the 15 after the holding penalty committed at the 5. As we hit just past 7:30 on this beautiful Thursday night, we have been blessed with great weather for opening football weekend. That is for sure. Mid-70s and beautiful. Banks looking to pass. Got a man, and it drops it in and out of bounds. Oh, in and out of his hands, I should say. Oh, my goodness, that was so close. Had a man draped over him. Not sure if he'd have gotten into the end zone. And we have another penalty marker on the play. Out the 12-yard line. L.C. Bird saying, wait a minute, not us, but we have an ineligible receiver downfield on the Skyhawks. So we wait for the referees to mark off the penalty. Clock stops at 5:18 to go. Penalty's been declined. So if that's the case, they'll have the ball back at the 15-yard line, and it'll be second down and goal.
To the Monarch 16. Second down.
So second and goal. Football at the 15-yard line. Skyhawks up 12-0, trying to make it more. One man wide right, one wide left. I formation. Donaldson gets it off left tackle. Finds running room and dances into the end zone untouched. Touchdown. L.C. Bird Skyhawks. It's 18-0 Skyhawks with the point after or the 2-point conversion pending. So it's taken about 2 full quarters for the Skyhawks to return to pay dirt, but they do it there, and they'll go for 2. .5:15 left third quarter, going to try to make it a 20-0 game. Banks, fake the handoff, rolling right, trying to find the corner, and he will not make it. Did not break the plane. The 2-point conversion is no good. But it's 18-0 L.C. Bird. 5:15 left here in the third quarter. Nice run, but hey, give credit where credit is really due. Blocking left side of the Bird line. They get called for the holding penalty. And then what happens? They come right around and a textbook job to get the score. 18-0 is the score with 5:15 left here in the third quarter. Meadowbrook not out of it yet, but they got to get the motor running now. Of course, Meadowbrook, they always have a tough non-district schedule. They'll continue that gauntlet, and then they have to worry about some major teams in the Central District this year. Meadowbrook arguably has, year in and year out, one of the toughest schedules in the area. I dare say, though, this year's schedule may have been eclipsed by, and that, no pun intended there from Monday, by Hermitage. And Hermitage, their schedule, they made it that way. It wasn't made for them. And it starts tomorrow night at Kreider Stadium. Ensuing kickoff. Taken at the 20. 25-30 and down to the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. Quantes Christian on the return. The Monarchs will finally get a chance to get their hands on the football in the second half with 5 minutes and 9 seconds to go. But they are down 18 here on opening night, 2017. Fong Wilson will take over with over half of the third quarter gone. And the Monarchs finally with a shot at the football. 18-0 our score, 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Fake to McNeil. Fong Wilson around right side. Got a blocker, spins, and is close to first down yardage at the 46-yard line. He's going to get 9, maybe 9.5 on that one, and it'll bring up a second and very short. Under 5 to go here in the third. You want classic L.C. Bird football? That's what we just saw in the first 6 minutes and 51 seconds of this second half. Second down for Meadowbrook. Ball resting close to the 47-yard line, which is where they've got to be to move the chain. So we'll call it 2.5 yard. Fong Wilson is all alone in the backfield to bring McNeil in motion. Fake to him. Look to go right side. Got good running room, and he'll get into Bird territory, get the first down to the 41-yard line. 14 on the carry. A fresh set of downs. And, you know, Gregory Fong Wilson and company have, it's not like they haven't been in Skyhawk territory tonight. They've been there on multiple occasions. They've started 2 drives in territory there. They're at the 35. Couldn't get anything out of it. Closest was the missed 30-yard field goal try in quarter number 2. The opportunities have been there. They just haven't seized them yet. First down, McNeil up the gut. Runs over a Skyhawk defender who holds on and helps on the group tackle down near the 35-yard line. That'll be about a 5-yard gain and second down on the way. KJ McNeil, he can stay healthy this year. He will make a huge difference for this Monarch team. Second down, 5 after the 5-yard gain. Now from the 36 of L.C. Bird, down 18-0, 3:20 to go, third quarter. Fong Wilson fakes the handoff on the read option. We get a penalty marker coming in from the secondary as he gets first down yardage to the 25, but stop the clock with 3:09 to go with the third quarter, and I believe this one may be coming back. Holding, Monarchs. So it'll negate the first down.
Holding the call against Meadowbrook.
So 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
10 yards from
And we'll do second down one more time. Just had a question on Twitter. Is tomorrow night's Monacan Hanover game a game or a scrimmage? The answer, game. Hanover becomes the first school in Hanover County to ever take advantage of the bye week. None of them had in previous years since the regular season expanded to 11 weeks until this year. Hanover plays tomorrow night. We'll have it here on the network. Then they have a bye week before they go to Massaponax in 2 weeks. After the penalty, trying to get it to McNeil, does, but blockers are nowhere to be found, and 5 Skyhawks converge on KJ back at the 36-yard line. He will lose a yard. Wow. That just completely collapsed, and that hasn't happened much to Meadowbrook. Credit to their line tonight, their tight ends, their wide receivers doing work that they need to do in the grunting part of the offense, but not that time. And that sets up a third down and about 6.5. Final 2:10 of the third quarter. As again, Meadowbrook in Skyhawks territory, but still no points to show for it. Third down, Fong Wilson looking to pass. Nothing there. He'll run. He's going to get the first down and more. Inside the 20, breaks the tackle. Gets inside the 10. And it's first and goal for Meadowbrook down at the 8-yard line. 28-yard run. By Fong Wilson. He scrambles when the pocket collapses. And it's first and goal from the 8. Monarchs looking to get on the board for the first time tonight and this season and to get it back to a 2-possession game. Under 90 seconds to go, third quarter. Gregory is all alone in the backfield. They'll bring McNeil in motion. Give it to KJ, and the Skyhawks pursued that one very nicely. He cuts up and is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, second and goal. It'll be coming up on a minute to go now in the third quarter. Xavier Addison's had a solid game defensively for L.C. Bird. That Battle of Chester next Friday night is going to be a good one. Be interesting to watch Chris Tyree, the fine sophomore from Dale, against this Skyhawk defense. Second down, Fong Wilson keeps it, goes inside the 5, has a blocker, and gets down near the 2-yard line, where it will be third and goal in the final 30 seconds. Quarter number 3. We'll see if they get the playoff here with 15 and counting. You don't want to rush it. And if it's a situation where you can let the clock run out, maybe go ahead and do it. A little confusion, and we're at 000. They get the play off, and the Skyhawks swallow Fong Wilson at the line of scrimmage. And that'll end the quarter. And we're going to have a fourth and goal coming up on the other side of the break.
And with that stop,
there seemed to be some serious confusion there for Meadowbrook as to whether to run the play before the quarter ended or not. Because with 4 or 5 seconds left, Fong Wilson and McNeil were both looking at the Monarch scoreboard on the other side of the field. So here we go. We'll start the fourth. And we'll see if Meadowbrook can convert on fourth down. And I would think down 18, they would definitely go for it here. So fourth down as we start quarter number 4 here on the special Thursday night edition of the RVA Sports Network. high school football game of the week. From the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard, it's a final tonight. Congratulations, Colonial Heights, as they get 4-0 field hockey victory. Thanks to our friends there at Colonial Crazies on Twitter. Northumberland was their opponent tonight. Had a chance over the summer to meet and talk with the now former runner of that Twitter account at Colonial Heights, Cameron Cox. Best of luck to Cameron at the University of Virginia. Best of luck to all of our class of 2017. Many of the freshmen moving in either last weekend or this week. Tech, they went back yesterday. A lot of JMU people got in yesterday or today. We're going to miss the class of 2017, but we welcome the class of 2021, beginning their 4 years. And trust me, it's going to go quicker than you can ever imagine. We start the fourth quarter. Man, it feels good to say that again. Rob Witham along with you on the game of the week. It is a 4th down and goal for Meadowbrook at the 3-yard line, down 18-0. They've got to get points here. Bit of a spread. Fong Wilson all alone, and now the referees ask for time. Timeout, Meadowbrook. So they don't like something offensively. And they called timeout.
During this timeout, I've been asked to give
it's 18-0. And it's almost time for another weekly tradition that you normally don't hear on the game of the week, and that is the PA announcer reminding the student body if you need a ride home, it's time to call your ride. That usually happens early quarter number 4 as we go around what we officially still think of as the Central Region. And there it goes. There's the the official statement. Call your mom, call your dad, call your uncle, call your grandpa, whoever it is, get them to the field. All right, fans, Meadowbrook calls timeout after talking about it in the quarter break. And Fong Wilson is still trying to get final instructions from Coach Tiller, and now they finally get it straight. And here we go. 4th and goal from the 3.
4th and goal, Meadowbrook.
Can they get on the board? Fong Wilson rolling right, looking in the end zone, throws, and it is caught for a touchdown. It's KJ McNeil. There was a question as to whether he juggled it or held it against the ground, and the answer is he got it. And KJ McNeil does it again. Who else tonight? It's 18-6 now with the point after pending, with 11:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. They will bring Grabham in for the point after attempt, and they are missing a player on special teams, as number 58 is yelling and screaming for somebody to get out there, and Frank Howard will finally be the one to do so. Grabham, the kick. Point after attempt is up, and it's our first good attempt of 2017. So it's the Skyhawks 18, seven, with 11:53 left in regulation. Nice rollout, enough protection for Fong Wilson to get the job done. The only question was whether or not McNeil held on to the football. And the answer, the official coming in from the near side at the pylon said, yes, he did. Point after good, and it's 18-7 with 11:53 to go.